Do you have a dirty little secret? Welcome to the club.
And you're all invited.
The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We're handing out memberships, free of charge.
Step up to the VIP line and let Dayna and Brimstone take you on a weekly ride of secrets and debauchery.
Now buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get heated on the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Dirty Little Secrets Club. We're your hosts.
I'm Dayna Pereira.
And this is Brimstone, and it's going to be an awesome episode. Why, Dayna? Why is it going to be so awesome?
Oh my gosh, there are so many options here.
You look like a deer in headlights right now.
I'm a Dayna in headlights.
A Dayna in headlights. Dayna in headlights. It's going to be awesome because we're here and we're talking to everybody. So they get more of us. That's why it's awesome.
You know what else is awesome?
What?
I am almost completely foster dog free.
Wow, really? I mean, I keep seeing them getting like picked up.
Adopted. So I had a foster. Her name was Kuma. She was the one that had the 4 puppies. All of her puppies were adopted, but she wasn't. She found herself the best home ever. And then I have another puppy. His name is Pluck. He's about to get adopted. And then Lars and Lexi, I'm going on a cross-country RV trip with Lars and Lexi to take them to Pittsburgh, where my mom will be foster/adopting. We'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have no more foster dogs.
Now, yeah, for like 5 minutes.
No, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a well-deserved break. I'm still going to be working with the rescue. But I'm going to Aruba in September. And I'm like, I'm just going to wait until after Aruba. I'll give myself a few months off. And then after Aruba, I'll welcome more foster dogs.
And then are you going to name them Jamaica? Oh, I want to take you to Bermuda,
Bahama.
Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go to the Kokomo? Why was I not invited to this Aruba trip?
Well, because it's to spread my stepdad's ashes with my family.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't be going on that one. All right, fair enough. You got me there, Day. Okay, you got me there. It's okay. All right.
But I do like your idea for the next litter of puppies that comes through my house. I'm going to call the mom Pretty Mama, and then I'm going to name all of the babies like Bahama, Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica.
And you always be in the islands, man.
Yeah.
You know? You'd be always in the islands, you know. You'd be relaxing.
One happy island, Aruba. Woo, love it. They serve you up there.
There you go. And you know, all the dogs, when they lick on you, putting their hot breath on you, it'd be just like staying in, you know, the sun out there.
Just like the hot sun in Aruba.
There you go.
Except it's hot, stanky breath.
Oh, yeah. So what do you call it? Talking about hot, stinky breath. Justin Timberlake was arrested, and he refused to breathe into the breathalyzer.
Yes, he did.
He was arrested on a DWI. I'm sure most of you have probably already heard about it yet. It was here in my neck of the woods on Long Island.
Yeah.
Sag Harbor, like the road he's on. You know, I've been there a bazillion times. Absolutely love that area. And, you know, watching the video didn't look too bad.
No, I think that was just like security footage or, you know, whatever, surveillance footage, whatever it was. But I don't think that they were saying in the video that he was driving crazy. What they said was that he blew a stop sign.
Well, he blew a stop sign and then was driving erratically, they said, like in and out of. But I mean, it didn't look like
the video looked fine.
The video looked fine. And again, look, I'm really not trying to. I'm not trying to defend somebody who did something wrong, because everybody who knows me knows how I feel about people who drive intoxicated. Very, very much against that. And especially people in the public eye, you know, I feel that we have a specific persona that we have to put out there, and we have a responsibility to make sure that people understand that, you know, you shouldn't be out there drinking and driving. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. Even if people don't want to listen, like they've come back at, I don't know if you saw, you know, Chef Ramsay had that accident on the
Yeah.
motorcycle, and
Mm-hmm.
he had his whole, like, remember when my arm was like all purple?
The
His
whole
whole side,
bruise.
yeah,
Yep.
is all purple now. And he went on and said, "Hey, I was in this accident, and thank God I was wearing a helmet. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here right now. I would be dead. And I just want to make sure to let all of you know to wear a helmet. Whether you're on a motorcycle or bicycle." He was trying to put good
Right.
juju
Yeah.
out there, and the internet came for him like a-holes. You
Really?
know what I'm saying?
For what?
Yeah. Yeah. How dare you tell me what to do and what not to do? And
Oh, shut up.
like, it's like, why be like that? So again, I still feel that he did the right thing. And with Justin Timberlake being that squeaky clean persona for most of his career, you know what I mean? I think that this was, I guess, he listen, he might, we don't know how many other times he got pulled over prior to this and they knew who he was and then let him go. Because
This person didn't know who he was. And the thing is, I'm not even coming for JT in this scenario because I don't have enough facts of what
right,
happened. He
right,
said that he had one martini and then he
hmm
refused a breathalyzer. Now,
right.
my husband will tell you, refuse the breathalyzer, ask for a blood test every single time. So that I'm not even hating on him for not. I'm sure his lawyers probably told him if you ever get pulled over, refuse the breathalyzer.
hmm
So I'm not hating on him for that. The thing that I think is hilarious is the cop that arrested him was so young that he didn't know who he was.
Didn't
He
even know
didn't
who he was.
recognize his name, nothing.
Unreal.
And JT is all, this is going to fuck up the world tour or something like that. And the
Yeah.
guy was
No,
like,
the tour. He's like,
oh,
what
oh,
tour?
yeah, what tour?
The
He
world
says the
tour.
world tour. It cracks
Unreal.
me up that
Unreal.
happened.
And the thing is, it's like, I feel like, okay, well, the guy could have let him go, but if he was really drunk and if he was really drunk,
Right.
then he should be locked up
Held accountable. He
and
should
held
be held
accountable.
accountable.
Um, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Like here, like if it was for something stupid, let the guy go. Like I know that Norman was out while he was filming, and apparently in Paris you have to have a helmet and you have to wear gloves when riding a motorcycle. So he
Oh,
had the
fancy.
helmet. Yeah, he had the helmet, but he apparently forgot his gloves,
Oh,
and
no.
so he turned around. And he went back to go get the gloves, and they pulled him over, and they were like, with guns and all that stuff. Apparently, they're real harsh with stuff there. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, and what do you call it? And he pulled his helmet off, and they're like, "Take off the helmet," and he pulled his helmet off. They're like, "Oh, it's Daryl Dixon," and they let him go. So, but that's something like so small. You know what I mean? That's so small.
Yeah,
Drunk
driving
driving.
intoxicated is a
Oh,
different scenario there. And if he was intoxicated, then yes, he should be held accountable. Absolutely.
yeah.
If he, like he said, had one martini and he actually was not intoxicated, then I think that more information is going to come out. We will hear about what happens whenever this whole thing ends up in court. And his attorney is apparently vigorously looking forward to defending him. So,
Oh, I'm
like,
sure he
like
is.
he jerks off vigorously. He's looking forward to defending him.
Well then, so what do you call it? What was crazy is like right after that. First of all, the memes have been ridiculous.
Hmm.
Britney Spears, she reacted to it by posting a picture of a cocktail.
Well, I'm glad it
Um,
was a cocktail and not a set of knives because, whew, shit was getting dangerous there for a minute.
really? Did I miss something?
Oh my gosh, you don't remember when she was dancing with knives and the whole internet exploded?
No, I didn't. I didn't
Oh,
see that one.
okay.
I
Just
listen.
Google
I
Britney
stopped
Spears
paying
and
attention.
knives. It's something to behold.
I love Britney, but at the end of the day, she is just too goddamn whacked out. I almost wanted because I want nothing from the girl. I almost wanted to go and volunteer myself to freaking bodyguard for her, just simply because so somebody doesn't take advantage of the damn thing. That's how whacked out she is, and I'm like, I feel bad for her,
There
you
are
know?
some mental health things, absolutely. I think the whole world can see that when it comes to Britney Spears, that it is I mean, it's sad. It's sad to see. There are definite mental health things going
Mm,
on. What those occurred from, who knows? But
We know what it's from. It's from everything that this poor girl's gone through. I have
yeah,
nothing but I feel bad for her. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yep.
And that's awful to have to say. I feel bad for her and what she's had to go through, and as much as she's been taken advantage of. But she did clap back at Timberlake by doing that. And I'm assuming it was stemming from when he had come at her saying, like, oh, you shouldn't be drinking. You're in the public eye, and there's so many people that watch you, and they look up to you, and well, here, whoop,
Mm-hmm.
there it is, type of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of our own Long Island's own resident drunkard,
The
Billy Joel.
resident.
But listen, I have respect for Billy Joel, but he is very well known to be an alcoholic and have an issue with that. So what do you call it? Now, again, I don't know how it is in recent years because he's really kind of kept himself out of the news until recently. But he came back and he said how, hey, look, don't judge, don't judge. You don't know what's going on, and until all the details are there, you can't judge what's going on, and you can't judge what people are going through.
Okay.
Again, coming from him, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well,
I mean, I feel like that is something that people should pay heed to, because you shouldn't be
yes,
judging right
I
the fuck
agree.
away. There's like, somebody posted something online the other day that was like, a woman gets arrested for going to work and letting her 14-year-old babysit.
Mm,
And they just wrote thoughts, and I wrote, I'd like the whole story rather than a headline to go off of, because you want people to make these like instant judgment calls. I don't
mm,
know what the fuck this girl was doing. I don't know what is up with her 14-year-old daughter. You have given us no information except for a headline, and then
mm,
everybody just wants to go off on it. And I'm
mm-hmm.
like, how about the whole story, or shut the fuck up?
Exactly. And and I always like to, because I've been the other party to it. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Yeah.
So I am always like, well, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Let's see where it goes. Let's hear all the information before I make a judgment call. And even if you see with this, I'm saying if he did this, this is very bad and this is wrong. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he did it, and or that he's a piece of garbage for doing it. I haven't made any judgment on it.
Right.
I'm
Yep.
just stating what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So Billy Joel, speaking of him, well, again, we'll figure out what happens with JT, but
In time. In due
in
time,
time,
my friends,
Billy
in due
Joel,
time.
in good time. Billy Joel has just released his first new music video, literally in decades. It's called "Turn the Lights Back On." So it's funny that he jumped out and spoke about Justin Timberlake.
Maybe that's
There's
why he did it.
maybe there's so, and the funny thing is that there was a whole story about this where there was a kid who wanted to meet Billy Joel. He had an idea or something, and through a friend of a friend, which turned out to be a doctor who knew Billy Joel, was able to arrange a meeting between Billy Joel and this kid for like lunch, right? And Billy Joel
Lucky
wound up
kid.
taking the meeting. Lucky kid. I don't know
Wish
how
I
much
had a
money
friend
they
of a
passed
friend.
him. Listen, I know his daughter. I mean, I don't know Billy, but I know his daughter. Uh, what do you call it? So, what do you call it? The whole thing with that is that the kid could tell that he was like not planning on staying long. He ordered like, oysters on the half shell and like something to go.
And a glass of water.
And yeah, and they wound up doing like having like a 2.5 hour discussion, and then they turned out to become friends, and this kid convinced him to write a new song, and he helped him put it out. So what do you call it? It's called "Turn the Lights Back On," and it features like AI. They basically used the technology to showcase like performances throughout the ages of Billy Joel's life. So AI has
Oh.
become such a crazy thing. So it could be really, really positive,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be used in a not so positive way, which I think you want to talk about.
Or it could be used by a Baltimore teacher to get his principal fired.
Oofa.
So
Oofa.
this person, a teacher in Baltimore, I believe, he decided that he was going to use AI to impersonate his principal's voice saying racist comments, and then he releases it to make it appear that this person was racist.
What?
What the
Wow.
fuck? Now, this is what scares me, because if you can use AI for petty little simple things by a regular person to impersonate another regular person's voice, that means that AI could fuck all of us right in the booty hole. It could make our lives miserable. So
Pretty much.
yeah, luckily the police investigated this. They found that this recording was inauthentic, and they actually ended up firing the teacher once they found out. Thank goodness, because they should fire his ass for doing something so fucking shady.
What's crazy is the fact that what do you call it, that somebody can get away with this and anybody could do it. But this the a bigger picture of this is, what do you call it, that anybody who actually did do something like that could be like, I didn't do it, and now there is an actual possible out for them because they could claim that somebody did some kind of AI generated thing. So what's the truth, what's not the truth?
They are able to prove at this point, as far as I know, whether or not it's authentic or inauthentic. However, think of every jaded person on the internet that reads a headline and jumps to a conclusion.
Oh,
now
yeah.
let's take AI and let's auto generate my ex-boyfriend's voice saying something either racist or, as a pedophile or whatever it is that you want to get revenge on somebody for, and just release that without any other context. Like, that could be super dangerous for the general public, especially with us petty ass bitches. Humans are petty as fuck.
Well, I mean, and again, and you're not like talking about like Taylor Swift or Justin Timberlake or Donald Trump. You know what I mean? You're talking about, what do you call it, regular everyday Joes. You know what I mean? Where it could do even more irreparable harm.
Yeah.
I see it in a bunch of different directions. I mean, and again, you know me and my relationship with AI. I think that it could be used, when used responsibly. It can be used in tremendous ways to to really push forward amazing work and projects and so forth. However, when doing the devil's deeds, not so much.
There super needs to be regulations put on AI. And at this point, there are no regulations, which is going to be, in my opinion, very, very, very dangerous. And nobody seems, I mean, maybe they're taking it seriously and they're just not talking about it in the general public just yet.
Right.
But that shit sounds scary to me. I'm ready. I'm like, just dig me a hole and, like, I don't know, put a case of wine in there, 12, and I'll just live out my life in the hole with my wine. Maybe throw a dog or two in there.
That wine will not last you very long. First,
It really would not. It would be 24
You'd be crawling
days.
out of the hole. You'd be crawling out of the hole. Oh, excuse me.
May I have some more, please?
May I have some more, please? Yes. What do you call it? Yeah. I mean, not feeling it at all. I now regulations, I don't think that they can really put regulations on AI. I mean, except for like the things where if you're creating stuff like that, there should be,
No, they absolutely could put regulations on it. If you are caught impersonating somebody's voice without permission, you go to big boy jail.
Yes.
Like, they absolutely can regulate it. It's a matter of if and when they regulate it, and how many people are going to get hurt before they regulate it.
A lot. A lot.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Anyways, and there are a lot of freaking pranksters out there.
So
A lot of
many.
people that want to do stupid things and so forth. But there's something that had been going on in, I don't remember where it was. You had mentioned it to me. I definitely wanted to talk about it. Mysterious monoliths appearing.
Yeah, so the latest one is in Vegas.
It's in Nevada.
Yes. And so it's funny because these things, I don't know if you've heard of them before, but these monoliths have been popping up in different areas of the world.
How big is this thing? It looks huge.
It does look pretty big, and it's covered in mirrors, so it's really hard to tell that it's there unless you're like right next to it. because it kind of reflects everything else out and it blends in and you can't fucking, especially if you're out in the middle of the fucking desert, you know, like
Right.
it's just going to reflect sand and sky and that's it. Um, but yeah, they've been popping up all over the place. And this particular one made me laugh because I think it was the police were like, oh yeah, this new monolith. And residents are like, if you've ever hiked that trail in the last few years, you would know that it's been there for the last few years.
Yeah. And it's about 10 feet, it says 10 feet tall. But here's the question. I mean, like what exactly, like what is it used for? What is it?
I don't know. So some people think that it's aliens. Some people think that it's like a Banksy, like artwork, you know? I don't know what it is exactly, but how did it get there?
Well, has anybody like taken a rock to it and broke it just to see what's going on inside or any of that? Like
I'm sure that there was one time that I remember that it went up and then like the next day it was back down or something like that.
it's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, really weird. I think it's man-made, but aliens are still among us. I don't know. Well, look, I mean, everybody is saying that in general, I mean, now it's not even a secret that there have been aliens and UFOs. You know what I mean? Like if the government is even saying, well, yeah, UFOs are a thing. You know what I mean? And that
Uh-huh.
could be alien life. Okay, all right. So yeah, like
I don't know if aliens are among us. I don't know if this is artwork. I do think it's fucking cool though, and I would like to see one. Like,
yeah,
put it
yeah.
on the
I mean,
list. I
I'd be
would love
tempted
to
to
show up
break
to
it.
one.
I'd be tempted to break it and be like, "What's in there? What's going
Yeah.
on? What's going on in here? Let's just break it and find out what's inside."
And see, that is where you and I would differ significantly because I'm like, just let it go. It's pretty. Just let it go. You could break it
No.
and poisonous gas could come out. I don't know. I don't know that I want to break it.
Ah, my lord. What do you call it? So, what do you call it? Apparently, speaking about destinations over there to go find your little monoliths,
Uh-huh.
some
We're
dude
taking a
went.
road trip, everyone.
Yeah, we're taking a road trip. Some dude went on his honeymoon without his wife after her sister went into labor during the wedding. His line was I supposed to sit at home?
So, this one, okay. I actually really love this one because I think that everybody from just that would be like, fuck that dude. But, but,
Mhm.
um,
That's a
the
big butt.
story
It's not
goes
Sir
on.
Mix-a-Lot kind.
It's not. He does like big butts.
I cannot lie.
Mine was a medium butt.
A
It
medium
wasn't
butt.
it
Just a
wasn't
medium
a
butt.
big butt. It was a
Just a
medium
tiny,
butt.
just a cute little hiney. Just a little butt.
So the wife, they get married and her sister goes into preterm labor. But I guess the relationship between her sister and her was more of a mother daughter relationship. And she felt that she needed to stay and support her sister through this.
Okay.
Fine. I get that. I totally understand. Support your family member. I totally on board with that. However, the honeymoon was 2 weeks long. So I think that
Mm.
after the baby had been born and the sister was in the hospital and the baby had to be in the NICU, I do think that there is a point where you're like, okay, you're taken care of now, and there's nothing else I can do for you. I will FaceTime you from Aruba, you know,
Mm. Pretty
because this
much.
guy took off work. He just got married. This is also a big life event for him and for her.
Right. Right.
So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Because I think the interwebs are split on this one.
Um, if you couldn't sell, I mean, if you couldn't get insurance money back for it,
Uh
I would have
huh.
tried to give away or try to sell the honeymoon. So this way you'd be able to kind of recoup and go, you know what I mean, and go back
Yeah, but
and try.
you have to do that within like a certain amount of hours because you're going on your honeymoon. Like it's go time. So then you have to find somebody that's going to purchase the honeymoon from you in 1 day's notice to go to wherever destination you have decided.
Yeah, I would have been like, first of all, I would have been like, all right, well, you're either coming or I'm going without you. And that would have made, at least Danielle be like, okay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like at the end of the day, like, all right, well, no, we need to pay. We paid for this. It's our fucking our wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I almost like I stopped myself from cussing. I forgot we're not grindhouse.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sorry about
Let her
that.
rip.
Let her rip. I'd be like, look, I understand, but it's our time. We need to go, and this is a big deal. And for most people, a trip to Aruba, Jamaica,
Ooh,
do
I
I
want to
want to
take
take
you.
you? What do you call it? That is not. That's like a once in a lifetime trip for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't take it and you don't take advantage of it while you have the opportunity, it might never come again. So, look, yes, that was a big event for the sister,
Mm-hmm.
but the kid is already born.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the hospital now. It's time to go on your honeymoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's a point where you're like, okay, I have done my duty as your sister. I've come to make sure that you are okay and that the baby is okay. And now that I know that they are okay, now I need to do my duty to my new relationship and more marriage and my husband and show up on this honeymoon that I've been looking forward to since I started planning the wedding, probably.
She should have went.
Hmm.
The
It was
fact
2 weeks
is
long. She could have went for one of the weeks.
she could have done something. The fact of the matter is apparently the kid was still in the NICU even after he got back. So he
Right.
went for
Because if
two
you're
weeks.
born premature, you're
Yeah.
typically in the NICU until around your due date ish.
And she was mad at him. She's pissed at him for going without her. Well, what are you supposed to do? Lose all that money? And how much money how much money that costs because you do it.
Yeah.
You go there.
Hell
What's an
yes.
average trip for two to Aruba?
Oh,
Like if you had to
geez.
guess. Not even first class or anything. What is like an average trip to Aruba?
I would say $7,000.
Okay. So about 7 grand.
And
So let's
that's just being conservative. That's not like, going all out and doing all the things. I think that's about conservative amount.
if they spent 2 grand, I'd say you freaking go. That's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't give it. Listen, here it is. Doesn't matter how much I make, how much you make, what our bank accounts look like. Doesn't matter if we're in good shape or not. The fact of the matter is that you and I also both grew up from neighborhoods that were not well off, and we respect the dollar. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And yeah, we could both be a little bit like this sometimes and spend a little more or whatever.
Hey,
But
treat
at the end of the
yourself,
day,
but that's why we came from that. So we know.
that's it. So the fact of the matter is like, even at 5 grand, I'd be like, Are you out of your goddamn mind? There's no way I'm losing 5 grand on this."
Hmm.
Now, if she was in the hospital, that's a different
That's a
story
different story.
altogether. You know what I mean? If somebody was dying, that's a different story.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, she was having a baby. All right. She had the baby, and now it's in the NICU. There's nothing more you can do. You were support. You could still be support from 10,000 miles away.
I
And
can sit on a beach with an umbrella drink and still support you via FaceTime
that's
or
right.
text message or phone call or fucking Instagram. You let me know how you want support and I will do it.
That's right. There's no way I'm losing that kind of money. Not happening.
Yeah.
Not happening. No. And honestly, see, here's the thing is, I know that my wife wouldn't be like, okay, well, I got to stay here. No, she'd be like, all right, sorry, we got to go. because
Yeah.
because she's the same way. It's like, she doesn't
Well, it's
like
also a
spending
big
money.
life event. This is your honeymoon. You're only
Right.
supposed to get one honeymoon if you, throughout life, marry your one time. I've never been on a honeymoon. I never got a honeymoon. I had
We didn't
babies
have a honeymoon
instead.
either. We
Yeah.
had kids. What do you
Mm-hmm.
call it? But at the end of the day, what do you call it? Even if it wasn't a honeymoon day, if it was just a regular trip that was planned
Yeah.
and you couldn't move it, there's no
Still.
flipping way that I'm losing $5, $7, $10,000.
Mm-mm.
Not happening.
Mm-mm.
Not
Listen,
happening.
when we went to Italy last year, if my sister would have called me and told me, like, I'm in the hospital, I would have been like, that really sucks. And I am going to think about that while I eat my pasta and drink my wine.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will
Well,
call you.
listen. Fact is he married the woman. He could have dodged a bullet like this other dude in Japan. I don't know if you heard about this dude in Japan.
Who's the dude in
Um,
Japan?
so
Lay it on me.
Takashi Miyagawa. He
Oh, that was impressive pronunciation.
Takashi oh, I'm sorry, Miyagawa. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
He was apparently allegedly, let's say allegedly,
Okay.
dating at least 35 different women. And then he basically told each one of these women that he had a different day for his quote unquote birthday, and he was collecting birthday presents from these people. Like these women just kept giving him birthday gifts for so apparently this dude what do you call it, got caught. I don't know exactly how he got
Shocker.
caught. It even says in here it's unclear how the scam was unraveled. But what do you call it? Apparently in 2021, because this is not recent, the women got together to form a victims association, and they reported him to the police for defrauding them out of 100,000 Japanese yen.
Oh, what the? Okay, first of all, men, stop dating so many women at the same fucking time. You're going to get caught. You aren't as clever as you think you are, most of you. And then there's the people that have completely different families that have definitely not been
I don't know
caught,
how the
but
hell
still.
anybody does that.
I know.
I have
I know.
no idea.
But 35 different women, 35. How do you even keep track of their names? How do you keep track of the birth dates that you gave these women?
I have no clue. I have no idea whatsoever. I am just totally. I listen. It's hard to handle one woman. How the hell are you gonna handle 30 something women?
Okay,
And it's not just
35.
35 women, because every woman has at least two personalities. So you're dealing with at least 60, 70 of them.
If you're dealing with me, I got 70 on my own, okay? But
no offense, ladies. There's
is
no
he
offense.
buying these women birthday presents also for their birthdays? Or is he just like, hey, my birthday is coming up? Okay, first off, when I start dating somebody and they have a birthday,
Mhm.
it's not like I'm buying them expensive presents or anything. You know what I did for Joe as like a cute little gift whenever him and I first started dating? We had gone to a restaurant, and at this restaurant, he loved the ketchup. It was a spicy ketchup that they made only at this restaurant, like on their own, and then they put it back in a bottle. So I went to the restaurant and I stole a bottle of their ketchup.
I stole it. Well, listen, but
And then I
that was
surprised him
thoughtful.
with it.
But that was thoughtful because it's something that couldn't be gotten anywhere else. It was something specific. So that
Mhm.
was a thoughtful thing. I mean, you didn't have to steal it. They probably would have given it to you.
They probably would
However,
have. I'm very sorry, Jimmy A's on the beach.
So one of the comments on this, which is hilarious, says, "What about the women that didn't pay single meal for a year because she dated different men every time she ate? These are strategies from both different genders. It should be legal." Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
First of all,
I'm waiting for the women to unload here. It was not me who said it. I just want everybody to know that this was not Brim saying it. This is a comment here in the notes of what they had written. So just
I feel like this person is
putting it out
stuck way back when, because that is not always the norm these days. Now, if I were to go out on a first date with somebody and I would offer to pay, and if they said no, I would politely put my wallet back in my purse. And that would be that. But I would always
Mhm.
offer. And I think that's pretty typical these days of women, is to offer to pay.
Most women, not every woman offers to pay. I will put
Not
that
every
out there.
woman, I know. However, that's not what we're talking about right now. We're
Right,
talking
right.
about a dude that is
Agreed.
dating 35 different fucking women specifically for the birthday presents. He made a plan and he executed the plan to get
He
birthday presents. He actually
he
told them what he wanted to.
he probably told them, "Listen, I'd like this, I'd like that, I'd like the
You know, my
next
birthday's
thing."
coming up and I'd really like a Rolex. Have you ever heard of Rolex? They're nice. They're nice watches.
Rolex.
I think
Oh,
these
that's
are
a
pretty
nice
cool.
watch.
Oh my
They look
gosh, if
very nice.
somebody got me a Rolex, I would super marry them. Just saying.
Yes, and it would look so nice on my manicured hands, to have and this ring that is attached to my wrist with the Rolex, and everything is nicely manicured, and a massage with rose petals. Oh my goodness,
So bizarre the lengths that people go to. I mean, he did defraud them. Let's
he
be
did.
fair here. He defrauded them by dating 35 of them at one time without
That's
telling
nutty.
them that he has
That's
been
nutty.
dating 35 women at one time. I don't know how he kept them all straight. That in itself to me is impressive. It would be more impressive if he didn't get caught, but oh, shocker, he did.
Talk about defrauding. What about that dude you were telling me about who was involved in some kind of insurance claim?
I love people so much. Our last episode, when we talked about the stupidity of people, like the guy that paid his neighbor to get his wife pregnant and then that
Uh-huh.
shit didn't happen,
Right.
something similar, kind of. This guy paid his friend to cut off his feet so that he could make an insurance claim.
Oh my God.
To cut off
Oh,
his feet, Brim, so that he
this
could
is
make an
go ahead.
insurance claim.
Yeah, yeah. This is very similar to another thing that I actually did. I covered this with Alex in one of the other shows, and I don't remember. It's a different person because the other one was the whole leg from the knee down.
Oh my God.
They amputated his leg, and what do you call it? So this is the feet. You say?
Yeah, this was the feat. Okay, so he staged the incident. The thought was he was going to commit insurance fraud. So he has his friend cut off his feet or what, yeah, from his feet, I believe, legs, have his legs amputated in a staged accident since he no longer had any use for them. Whatever. So his friend takes a hatchet, severs his legs, and whenever the police come to investigate, they're like,
Okay.
this is not at all what this accident would look like. This is very inconsistent with what it would look like. I don't know what a brush hog is, but this is what the accident. He was supposed to be under a brush hog, whatever that is, in farming. Um, but the wounds didn't match. They were too clean. It was very not consistent with what that would have been. And because he hadn't yet filed the claim to insurance, they couldn't actually charge him with it because he didn't commit insurance fraud yet. He didn't have time to before they found out that that's what his scheme was.
Unreal. So the thing that I had known about this was actually in March, and it was two Taiwanese men. I was wrong. It wasn't Brazil. It's two Taiwanese men, and they what do you call it? They're facing the criminal charges. One of them allegedly urged the other to purposefully freeze his legs to the point of requiring amputations, which was a botched attempt to collect a $1.3 million insurance payout. And it
So
was
this has happened
because,
at least twice in the world because this
oh,
guy's from Missouri and those people are from Taiwan. That is crazy. The lengths that people go to for an insurance payout.
here's the thing. So the guy who convinced this dude, it was two students, he convinced this dude to cut his own leg, his legs, not the because he owed money to a bookie, but he said, you cut your legs off and I'll cut you in on this rather than cutting your own legs off. Go cut your own legs off. You know, like how you gonna cut someone else's legs off to try to do that?
I am so fearful of pain
Mm.
that like I don't care how much money you are offering me. I am not cutting my own legs off like at will. No
For someone
fucking
else,
thank you.
especially for someone else. It wasn't
No
even for
thank
him.
you.
Like, why? Are you that dumb? Unreal. Oy, Gavalt. That's bad.
People really, really are that dumb. And we can see this because we see the stories every damn week.
We
So,
do.
botched attempt, and now he has no legs and no insurance money.
So stupid. So stupid.
He doesn't have a leg to stand on.
I was gonna say something, but you just took the cake. I'm not gonna even try to attempt anything after that, ladies and gentlemen. That is about all the time we have for the Dirty Little Secrets Club this week. We appreciate you. We thank you. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning in every single week. What do you call it? Make sure you continue to rate, review, subscribe. We keep hitting, different higher,
We're
spots,
ranking in Canada
ranks.
this week. I think we're at like 129 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we are in the 100s in Canada.
Keep picking us up, guys. Keep putting us out there. Keep sharing with your friends. Keep hitting us up on all the social media. And Dayna, you want to let them know the one rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club?
Yes, don't be stupid. No, I'm kidding. The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is to tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We'll see you guys again, God willing, next week.
You think we want something from you, you got another thing coming.